So I had an amazing evening last night with my kids, particularly the older two, Adina and Uri, who are aged 10 and 12, 12 and 10. And Adina, who's a girl, the older one, for some reason just started sharing an idea with me which I found quite difficult to understand. Basically, she told me afterwards that she was imagining herself as a scientist, and she created this way of travelling back in time, this kind of time machine. And I hope I'm going to be able to persuade her to explain it on camera, because I didn't really fully grasp it, but I tried to. And what was amazing about it was the realisation, and I said this to her afterwards, that it's so rare that parents really open to the possibility that their children have got perceptions and understandings that we as parents don't yet have, advanced understandings. And instead, if we can't understand something that a kid is saying, it's so often and it's so easy to ridicule it. But I wasn't doing that, and I was really trying to understand. She had to repeat it several times, and I don't think I fully grasped what she was saying. Excuse me. And so I wanted to share what I did understand with you, and I'm sure that many of you will have thought of these ideas before. Perhaps there's even films about these things. I know there are films about, lots of films about time travel and the paradoxes of time travel. But we've never discussed time travel before. She's 12 years old. I don't know if she's seen Back to the Future a long time ago. So I suppose that could have had an effect on her, but this was out of the blue. And she said, imagine if they created a microchip which they could then insert into your body, and it recorded every sensation and every sensation that you had. So it would record what you could see, what you could hear, what you could taste, what you could feel, what you could smell, but also how you experienced it, what you could actually, your emotional response. And it recorded absolutely everything onto a microchip, and it was inserted at birth to everyone, or however many, certain number of people. And then she said, basically what would happen is that, I didn't really fully understand this, so I'm just going to share with you what I remember. She said something like, it would be put on a screen, on this kind of, the whole of your life would be put on this screen, and you could go to any part of your life, be like on a spherical screen. You could go to any part of your life, and you'd be wearing glasses that would make it into 3D. I mean, I guess I was thinking about perhaps you would be in some sort of booth, wired up, and everything would be in 3D, and you'd be able to go into any part of your past and actually go into it and change it, and that would then affect your life after that. And she thought about this, and she kind of developed this. I didn't completely understand what she was saying, and I asked her to repeat it a few times. It was an amazing experience. She was just clear to me. Whether you or I understand or fully grasp what she was saying, didn't matter so much. But it was the idea that she seemed to have this incredible grasp of these ideas, and it was just amazing to witness it. And then she said to me something like, what would happen if you, she was sort of considering what she would do if she went back in time. Would she, and she said to you, for example, she'd definitely, get rid of her brother Uri because he annoys her. And then I kind of suggested, well, if you look at the bigger picture, in 10 years' time, you'll probably really get on really well and be really pleased that you didn't do that. And then she said to me, what would happen? She asked me what would happen if I met my own 13-year-old or my own 20-year-old, and how different. She knows that I was very, very different then. and how different it would be, and I was kind of trying to contemplate that and trying to imagine that. Anyway, I just wanted to leave you with that, particularly the idea of how much young people have got to really teach us. But I've found that unless I'm really open to them teaching me things, then I won't pick up on what they have to teach me. Whereas if perhaps I meditate beforehand or get into a mind space where I'm really open to what they have to say, I can really learn a lot from them. And the other thing was that when she was discussing this with Uri, the 10-year-old, he was really listening carefully, and he was saying, no, it's not possible to do that. You can't change, you can't go into the past and change things. But again, the way you could see his mind ticking away, and he was kind of really, I think he quite easily grasped what she was saying. She didn't have to repeat it many times like she did for me. Yeah, so